Hi everyone and welcome to my place. I was in Japan not so long ago and I fell in love with bonsais. One of the reasons I went was because I wanted to know more about how they are made. I have come back and I feel quite sad about my age actually. I'm feeling bad about my age. Some of the bonsais that I saw were over 100 years old. They were absolutely magnificent, and some of them had been for many generations in the family. Now I know that I can't rely on my boys long after I'm dead to lovingly nurture a bonsai, so what I have come up with is what I call my cheats approach to doing a bonsai. Now I know I'm going to have to put a little love and care and attention into it, and if all else fails I can easily take it out of its little pot and I can give it a life again in the garden. So this is what I have gathered together. I have this lovely bonsai saucer, and bonsai is pretty much about a garden in a saucer or a flat tray. As I said, they take many generations and a lot of work and effort to get them looking all beautiful with their lovely gnarly branch and the moss, etc. Well, hopefully this works. Okay, so I've got the drainage holes down the bottom, and what I did notice was a lot of the plants were actually wired into the base of the container. This one that I've got here only has 2 holes. It really needs more, but for now this is all I've got. So it's just a matter of putting your wire in. The reason you put the wire in, as I said, is because you wire the plant into the base. So I'll just bring those up, and let's just be careful of my eyes. Now I have this beautiful curly camellia, which I thought would be just fantastic, and I'm going to take it out of its soil because I've actually made my own soil here, and this is peat moss, and it's got some lovely nutrients, and it's going to have, well, all the nutrients that my plant is going to need until it actually gets too big for its base. So I'm just going to gently take that out of there without making a mess, and then remove as much of that soil as I can so that I can expose the roots that are underneath. And fortunately there isn't, all of the little roots are all sort of like little surface roots, so just very gently, I need there's the one, that's what I was looking for then. That's going to be the root that I'm going to actually train as the years go on, and I don't need any of these others, so I'll get rid of as much of that soil as I can, and that can just sit right there for a minute. Now what I do need to do is to put just a few more drainage holes down there so that the soil doesn't go through. Now into here with this lovely bonsai mix that I've actually got, I'm just going to spread that across the base of my pot like so, making sure that that is in the place. Now I need to just push this right down as far as I can, and make sure that when you do your soil that you have no little rogue little seeds or seed heads into here, because we do not want those growing. Okay, now getting my little ball and my plant here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that up, and I'm going to wire that into place so that that doesn't move. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted it to do. And I'll just clip those extra bits off like so, and I'm just going to take that around there again, and I'll just push that down and into there. So far, so good. Now we need some more soil onto this and mound that up, and this is where I can start to absolutely just like pack that down like so that I've got that lovely little mound in the center covering up, or as much as I can, the root ball of my wee plant. And as I said, this is my cheats version, and I am going to have to probably in a year's time take it all out of there and perhaps just cut some of those roots off there so that I've got the control of what's happening in here. Ah, that's better. You push that right down like so. And then I'll bring that over to there. And what I loved was when I saw them making the bonsais, that there are all sorts of things that you could do. If you wanted to do a seaside, you would just have the plants that would grow at the seaside, and some grasses and some sand and stone and all the rest of it. Okay, so there we have. Oops, got a little bit of a mess into here. Now I'll just go and wash my hands, and I'll be back in a minute so that we can finish this off without dirty, soily hands. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I've got a bit of order here. Now I've got this lovely stone, which I thought that I would just press down in and into the soil. Plus I've got this, look at that lovely gnarly bit of driftwood that I had to go for miles to find. So I'm now going to put that into there like so, and this is when you need to get your wire. And I don't want that sort of like wiggling away and going all off on in a tangent all over the place. What I now want to do is I want to bend and manipulate that plant so that it grows the way that I want it to grow. And I'm going to have to be extremely careful with how I conduct myself now so that I don't break that. So I'll just bring it in. You know, it's called a curly camellia for a reason, and I now understand why. And I saw these everywhere that we went. I saw these tortured, well, I suppose it is tortured, these tortured plants, and I thought to myself, oh, is that a good idea or not? But when you see them all growing, it looks quite lovely. So that will now grow to be the way that I want it to be, and I'm just going to have to lovingly look after this until it reaches the point where it's quite happy being in the position that I've put it. And I also thought I would like just a few stones, so I'm just going to push those up to there. But once you get into your bonsai, you can determine what you want, what plants or what accessories you want to have with your bonsai. You could also put some moss in if you wanted to. You could even put in like a little pad to just further embellish it if you wanted to, or you could just get some little moss, a smaller moss ball, and perhaps incorporate that into your design as well. But I think, let me just turn that around, that for a cheats way of doing things is quite nice. And even though, the other thing I need to tell you is, let me just bring this around here, I'm going to have to actually unhook that because I want those leaves to be pointing up, or I might even want to just twist that around just a little bit further. But for now, that's a really good, I hope that I've been of assistance in showing you how to do a cheats bonsai. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again another day.